Welcome to another startup and complete car documentation. What we're looking at today is a 2001 Oldsmobile Alero GL Coupe.
This Alero Coupe is painted in Arctic white.
On the remote fob, you've got the buttons for lock, unlock, panic, and trunk release. The door panels have storage areas. You also have your power trunk release. And you get power windows, locks, and mirrors.
It has the neutral interior color scheme, and the GL trim has cloth seats.
The driver's seat has got a partial power adjustment. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine.
The Oldsmobile Alero was a midsize car that was produced for a single generation, spanning from model years 1999 through 2004. The model was introduced to replace the Oldsmobile Achieva. The Alero was made in two body styles, which included a four-door sedan and a two-door coupe, the latter of which, of course, being what this one is. The Alero is notable for being the last new model introduced by Oldsmobile before the historic century-plus-old automaker closed its doors in 2004. Likewise, the last Oldsmobile car ever built was also an Alero. The Alero rides on the third-generation General Motors N platform, which also underpinned other mid-sized GM cars of the era like the Chevy Malibu and Pontiac Grand Am. The Alero was offered throughout its run with a choice between an inline-4 or a V6 engine, with a new four-cylinder replacing the older one for 2002. The US market 2001 model year Oldsmobile Alero came in three trim levels, which were GX, GL, and GLS. You had two different available engines, which included either a 2.4-liter inline four-cylinder with 150 horsepower, or the engine that this one has, a 3.4-liter V6 with 170 horses. The four-cylinder is standard on GX and GL, and the V6 is optional on GL and standard on GLS. As for transmissions, the inline-4 could be had with either a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic, while the V6 came only with the automatic. Front-wheel drive was the sole drivetrain. In Oldsmobile's US 2001 lineup, the midsize Alero was their smallest car, slotted just below the larger Intrigue. Competitors back in '01 for an Alero Coupe included cars like the Honda Accord Coupe and Chrysler Sebring Coupe.
In the instrument cluster, you have four analog gauges, which of course are your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. With this button, you can go between your odometer and trip computer. It has a four-spoke design, leather-wrapped steering wheel. It does house your cruise controls, and the steering wheel is tilt only. A little bit of storage, fog light switch, panel dim, climate vent for the driver. On this side is your exterior lighting stock. And on this side, you have your wiper stock. Going down the center stack, got your hazard switch, central climate vents. Right here is your whole radio head unit, AM, FM with a CD player. All the controls for your single zone climate control. In front of the shifter, there's some storage along with a 12-volt power outlet. Also a cup holder. The parking brake is hand operated. Got your traction control toggle switch. Also another cup holder. And a center console with some storage. The glove box is lockable. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors. A little bit of a sunglass holder. Overhead lighting, mounted on the rear view. But now let's go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the engine bay. The driver's window is automatic down.
This GL has the available 15-inch 6-spoke alloy rims. Powering this GL is the Alero's top engine for 2001, said engine being GM's 3400 3.4-liter naturally aspirated V6. It's a pushrod engine with an iron block, aluminum heads, and 2 valves per cylinder. Horsepower is rated at 170 at 4,800 RPM, with torque being rated at 200 pound-feet at 4,000 RPM. That power is sent through a 4-speed automatic transmission with low-gear selection to the front wheels. Running on regular unleaded with a 14.3-gallon fuel tank, updated EPA estimates for V6-powered Aleros are 19 mpg in the city and 29 mpg on the highway. It has a McPherson strut front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension. Stopping the Alero are 4-wheel disc brakes. Curb weight is somewhere around 3,000 pounds.
You have mat pockets on both front seat backs. You also have 2 cup holders. Coat hooks. Space back here, someone who's about 6'1". As you can see, the driver's seat is pretty far up, so legroom isn't too bad right here, at least. And Headroom is actually alright. Actually, I wouldn't say it's too bad for a two-door coupe. Does have dual exhausts.
The trunk of the Alero offers 14.6 cubic feet of cargo space. The rear seats can be folded down to allow for more space.
And as you saw earlier, the fuel cap is on the passenger side. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2001 Oldsmobile Alero. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.